Last time on the Results Driven Fitness Show, the people we work with are pretty amazing.
Time is definitely a factor to consider.
Doing a dynamic warm-up like we're about to show you. The real key is consistency if you want to see results.
Fitness Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Results Driven Fitness Show. This week, we are proud to introduce Jodi to the show.
This month is Member Appreciation Month at Results Driven, so we want to bring that theme to the show. Why do you ask? Well, first, we just want to highlight some badass members. The bigger reason is because our members go through the same struggle everyone does. Jodi's main focus for training is improving her body composition. She's dropped 4% body fat since starting at RD, and one of the biggest reasons for her success recently is being patient. We'll get into her process and give you some advice on how to plan to make progress.
After that, since we showed you an easy dynamic warm-up on last week's show, this week we're going to give you a simple workout to go along with it. Consistency is the key to making progress on your fitness or body composition goals, so we'll give you an easy workout you can follow to help you get started.
This is episode 18.
Say what? Welcome back to the show, everybody. Back in February, we dedicated a bunch of episodes to surging. The idea of putting all your energy towards your goal. Now, let's start with a question. What does it take to reach a fitness goal? Two things anybody would need would be consistent effort and planning. Whether someone is preparing for a powerlifting meet, looking to improve their mobility, or just wants to lose some weight, these are two things that are necessary. That's why we want to introduce Jodi to the show.
There are a few things to consider here before we go into her process. One, the person who makes year-round progress is quite rare. If we imagine someone crushing their goal, they're working at it 24/7, 365, right? For most of us, this just leads to burnout. Two, no matter how much you know about fitness and nutrition, you'll be more successful if you work with a professional coach. And three, don't try to do it alone. Whether you have a single friend or a community that you can rely on, if you have people to share the process with, you're going to be a lot more successful.
So what has Jodi done that you can apply to your life? One of the biggest concepts she's applied to reaching her goals is planning. If no one makes progress every day, all year round, is it even possible to reach a body composition goal? Of course it is. It just takes a little bit of forethought.
Recently, Jodi, being a school teacher and a parent, has had a lot of craziness going on. Snow days, spring break, and other commitments left her struggling to buckle down on her nutrition. So what did she do? And what would we suggest for anyone in her position? First, look ahead. Jodi knew that the right time was coming up. Her year has ebbs and flows to it just like everyone else. Instead of getting frustrated trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, she projected forward and picked a time for her to double down on her body composition goals.
Second, find something else to focus on in the meantime. If we can't make 24/7 progress towards a goal, can we find something else to work towards to complement that main goal? For Jodi, since directly focusing on nutrition was going to be a struggle, she shifted her attention to achieving a skill goal. Building strength by lifting heavy things will help complement her body composition goal, so she started focusing on improving her barbell deadlift. Jodi and her accountability buddy Sam are both making deadlifting their main focus. Sam's a great role model for Jodi because Sam's already deadlifted 285 and knows what it takes to lift some heavy things.
Third, find a support team, someone to bounce ideas off of. Jodi's contingency plan when she's too busy to focus on fat loss is to exercise frequently and talk to her workout buddy and coach. They'll hold her accountable and help her troubleshoot her process when there are speed bumps in the road. To Jodi's credit, she knows trusting the process will ultimately help her achieve her goal. Jodi's a great example for people because of the mindset changes she's made. From being an all or nothing person to coming to terms with the fact that life gets busy and that sometimes you have to switch your focus until the time is right. Jodi knows that simply waiting to work on her body composition would be a bad idea because she would likely backtrack. Instead, she decided to be as reasonable as she could with nutrition and make progress toward a different goal. The main things I want people to take away from Jodi's story is to realize that changing your focus throughout the year without losing sight of your primary goal can be extremely powerful. The best time to drop fat is often coming off of a cycle of training when you are focused on strength or skill development. The stress on the body and your mindset is drastically different, so it sets you up both physically and mentally to be able to drop fat efficiently.
The perfect training plan isn't effective without the proper support. The lone wolf is the rare animal that makes progress. A lot of people in our experience thrive off of a community. Whether it's a group of runners who run and race together, the group of people we have here at RD, or just a group of friends, having a team around you to share ideas, struggles, and victories with helps people achieve their goals over time. We're a gym. Members are very focused on showing up and getting in shape. We all know making it to the gym is sometimes difficult, and we wish we could do something at home, but we're not sure what's appropriate and effective. That's why we're excited to offer this quick at-home workout.
In episode 17, we introduced you to my wife, Emma. For her, her biggest fitness obstacle was time. With a daughter, job, and family to manage, she sacrificed 2 mornings a week to get to RD and work out. But not everyone can do this. So what can you do? Pairing non-competing upper body and lower body moves is how RD's fitness system is structured. In this workout, we have 5 exercises that you can roll through as many times as desired to get the workout you're looking for. None of it is very complicated, but please use whatever equipment you need to customize the exercises for you and your abilities. Now, off to the floor. First move we're gonna start with is a split squat. You're gonna set up with one knee up and one down. The toes on the back leg are gonna dig into the floor. Make a big footprint with the front foot, pushing it hard into the floor. Dig the toes in on the back leg and then lean your body forward slightly. From there, you're gonna push the ground away to come up to the top of the split squat and then pull the ground up to you as you come back down. Then just continue to repeat for the desired number of reps. If this is too easy, you can add a weight. The first place we recommend holding it is in goblet position. If you can't control the full range of motion, you can add a second pad. Or if you feel the pads aren't necessary, you can pull all the way down to the ground. Our next move is the 3-point row. You're gonna start off standing, then place one hand down to the bench. Make sure your hips finish between your shoulders and knees. Next, you're gonna grab your weight. Before you row, make a big handprint on the bench. Then as you pull the kettlebell up to the side, scrape your elbow tight against your ribs, pause at the top, and then push the bell away. As you're rowing, let's make sure to spread the floor with the feet to pry the knees and hips open. Make sure to maintain tension through the stance hand and through the feet through the entire movement. In order to set up properly for the goblet squat, we want to make sure feet are shoulder width apart, toes turned slightly out, and your weight is going to be directly between your feet. You're going to grab the kettlebell by the handle, drive it up in front of the chest, and get your elbows in tight. Before we descend down into the squat, make big footprints, get the quads tight, butt tight, and core tight, and then spread the floor open as you pull the ground up to you. Slight pause at the bottom of the squat, and then push the ground away to find that lockout again. Let your elbows teach you how to squat. The elbows should finish inside the knees, which means you're most likely prying your knees and hips out enough. Mountain climber is a great move to help improve core stability and help you earn a stronger push-up. Start in quadruped position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and we're gonna have the toes dug in. First step is to bring one leg straight back, make big handprints, and drive back through the heel. From there, we're gonna hover the bent knee a ½ inch off the ground and make sure your weight is still over your hands. Bring the bent leg straight back, pause, hover the other knee a ½ inch off the ground. Once you know you own all the checkpoints, we can start to add some speed to this. So only add as much speed in the movement as you can maintain good alignment. The quadruped rock is a great movement to add at the end of your strength circuit. If you keep the knees down, it's simply a great way to just repattern movement. If you want to increase the intensity and improve core strength, you can raise the knees off the ground. Step 1 is to get into proper position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, and toes dug in. From there, we simply want to rock back and forth as far as we can maintain a neutral spine and as long as we can maintain a good breath. Make sure to go slow enough that you can tell if there's any flaws in the movement. Common issues we'll see in this movement when you go too quickly are rocking too far back or losing alignment at the spine by looking straight ahead throughout the rock or rounding the upper back. If you want to increase the intensity of this movement, simply raise the knees a ½ inch off the ground and follow the same checkpoints. Rock back and forth slowly, only as far as you can maintain a neutral spine and maintain a good breath. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Results Driven Fitness
Show.
Next week, we'll meet Nina. She's impressed us from the day she started. Not only does she have a great attitude, but in the last 6 months, 2 times she's had to travel for a month for work. We'll discuss what she's done to be successful while she's home and explore her nutrition and exercise strategies on the road.
After that, since we're talking about being successful on the road, we'll talk about some of our favorite pieces of advice to help our members while they are out traveling.
Please make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all the social media things. We really appreciate all the feedback and your attention.
See you next week. Wow, what?
Wait,
Towards
frequency? Anywhere.
what? Do it what?
And blah, 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 blah.
That's why we want.
Doing? It's a video. Walk in, high five. Tell me when we're in the frame.
Yeah, your cranium is cut off.